everyone, welcome back to Haywire Homestead. Oh, it's 17 degrees. Feels like 7. Trying out a new little tripod for my phone this morning. I gotta go out here and get everyone fed. I've already been out once. Mama goat, who's not done the best with her babies, she is nursing them. She's just not nursing them enough, and they're not gaining as they need to. So we're doing a little supplemental bottle feeding with them. But I want to talk a little bit about goals. Everyone should have goals. I'm not big on resolutions, but goals are good, right? So I'd love to hear in the comments if you know what your guys' goals are. And we'll talk a little bit about some of the things that we're hoping for. Good morning, Remington. Hi, buddy. So one of the goals that I have is to keep better records on our homestead, better financial records, track more of how much we're actually producing, and then what our income is from it. Because while we do this to be more self-sufficient, we also do it to supplement income to help pay for this place, to pay for the homestead, to bring in income so I can afford to buy feed for the animals and buy new seeds and, you know, pay for repairs and all that good stuff. So the first one that I have is I would like to have better records on the homestead. Next one is have a better garden plan. So a lot of my goals this year are better planning. So last year when I drew out the garden. Okay, this is my space. This is what I'm going to put where. But I didn't really do it grid wise to make sure that I could fill the space up. So our big garden really didn't have a lot of stuff in it. And that kind of hit us later when, I could have had a lot more varieties of produce, and I could have, had a lot more stuff for us as well as offering to our customers and the public. So coming up with a better plan for how to plan the garden out and what is going to go where and what we're going to plant is another goal of mine. Thirdly is less shopping at the grocery store by planning a larger variety. So cutting back on how much grocery shopping we do. We already don't buy a lot of stuff from the store. We don't buy chicken. We don't buy beef. We don't buy potatoes. Not really good at carrots yet. So, which is another goal. But we have, green beans, tomato sauce, pizza sauce, diced tomatoes, all those things I already don't buy. Applesauce. So we have a lot of things in place that we don't buy, but I would like to reduce our reliance on grocery store items even further, including drying our herbs this year. And then in regards to gardening and growing, I have a goal of improving growing onions and carrots, because those two I really struggle with. And so I have been watching a lot of other YouTube videos and doing some reading, and I'm hoping that this year will be our year to have a lot more carrots and onions produced here on the farm that I can I'll can the carrots, I'll dehydrate the onions for us to be able to use later. Let me think, what else is there? Okay, so along with goals would include starting to save seeds, which we've done a little bit of that, but we haven't done a lot. So I'm going to start saving more of my own seeds, because if you grow something and it succeeds, if you grow something and it succeeds, saving the seeds from that plant because it grew in your area, you're gradually getting stronger genetics that will work in your area. Riley, stop jumping. Good morning, Cinnamon. Hi, crazy boy. You want some breakfast? Okay, so projects. Next one in regards to, I think it kind of falls in line with goals, don't you? Projects, things that you need to get done. So the next couple of projects that we have in line, one, we are going to be remodeling our kitchen because the countertops are falling apart. We're going to refinish the cabinets, put new countertops, and a new sink in. So not really redesigning it. It's kind of hard to hold this thing hold a bucket of feed and almost get run over by goats and a goofy dog. So that is on the list, his kitchen remodel. There you go, Riley. Okay, other things that we've got to get done. We are going to be measuring, as soon as it warms up a little bit, for shade cloths for the high tunnel. We're also going to be building doors for the high tunnel. That's not something that we are able to do. Fencing for the back pasture. Permanent fencing is on the let's see if we can get it done list. But we managed to get 12 rolls of Premier One fencing from an auction. Most of it's used, it's made for goats, and we also got a fencer that with it for a really good price. I think for the 12 rolls plus the fencer and some T-posts, we spent like $110. So super good deal. We're going to be putting the goats out in our pasture and moving them around to rotationally graze. If you don't know much about rotational grazing, it's really great because it allows them access to different forage, and it also moves from place to place, so they're not eating where they poop, and cuts down on parasites, which means I don't have to use wormers, which means less chemicals, and we want that. Cleaner. So we're going to, in order to do that, we're going to have to build a shelter. We're trying to decide on what design to use. We haven't quite decided if we want to do something permanent and then, just rotate the fences around it, or if we're going to try to come up with a portable shelter that we can move with the tractor. So that's something we're not really sure of yet. Reinforcing the fencing around the garden. We're gonna lower the lowest strand a little bit more to make sure that we keep raccoons and rabbits out of it, and then we're gonna be putting a top strand on it to help keep the deer out, because the deer have been in eating my green beans. They were eating my sweet potato vines. The other thing is we are going to be tilling a section next to the high tunnel. That possibly is going to be the area for the potatoes. Again, planning. Need to do my garden plan, but I can show you guys that. See if I can get this thing to turn around, right? Okay. So there's the high tunnel. It's going to get new doors. The doors are actually going to be similar to the barn doors, where it's going to be a big door. There's a track, and it's going to slide open on both ends. There's also an industrial exhaust fan that's going to be going up into the peak. I forgot to mention that. That's another project. But this area right here on the other side of the gate, we are discussing just tilling that up, or tilling a section right behind the high tunnel to be able to plant either potatoes or a lot pumpkins or vining squashes, because they take up more room. Yes, we can trellis them, but I found some of them, like the cushaw, I don't know, the cushaw fruit is so heavy that it wouldn't really work well in a trellis. So that one I prefer to just grow over the ground. Heading into the barn, which is a mess right now. You can see this is all a mess. There's Gabe's go-kart. So we have two of these IBC water totes, which are food grade. So they're going to be cleaned. The actual tanks will be wrapped in black plastic to prevent algae growth, and these will be positioned on the back side of the barn, and that way we can filter the water off the roof of the barn into them and use it to water our high tunnel, so we can cut down on our city water usage. What, babies? Hi, babies. This is the mama that's been having trouble. I mean, she's never totally rejected them. Let's see. Oh, good. She's gonna let him nurse. There we go. See? Oh, no, she's not. Well, she does stand for them part of the time, at least. So that's on the agenda. We have lots of metal. We got a really good deal on someone that was selling brand new metal. It was apparently their contractor ordered the wrong color. So they had to kind of eat it on that, and then they sold it. So we've got a pile under here of that, which we will probably be using for the goat shelter that we're going to put in the back pasture. But this here, the IBC totes, like I said, those are going to be used to do rainwater catchment. Most of this metal will probably be put up in the rafters to store it and get it out of the way. All right, and I also forgot another thing on my list of goals. My goal is to get Vegas, my mini, completely broke a cart. So I bought him a cart, which is underneath of this sheet right here. I bought a brand new cart, bought a brand new harness. We've used it a few times. He is very, very green broke to a cart. But my goal is to get him going really well, so that way we can use him around the farm. We can actually give him a job. We can, you know, I could hook him up and take him out and tie him out by the high tunnel and put my boxes of produce in it and drive it back to the house. Also, we'd like to kind of, you know, our mailbox isn't right outside of our driveway because it's down the road. We live on a private lane. So it'd be kind of cool to drive him back and forth to the mailbox, as well as using him in parades. And if we do parades, we can totally put a sign on it, which has our farm name, which is marketing. So we can also do, and I think the kids will really enjoy that. So Vegas getting his driving skills honed is definitely up there on my list if it stops being quite so cold. All right. I don't know. I'm sure there will be more projects. It seems like the list never ends, but don't forget to drop a line. Let me know what your goals are, and I wish everyone a great 2022. Have a good one.